Okay, let's go. It is a Thursday in Japan. Let me go. We got Ice Cube, like we usually do, playing in the background because he's not going to ding me. Let me blow you out with white. If you're a subscriber, go ahead and comment below this video. The Cadmus 2 by Effect Audio. I'm going to do a video on this channel for these three cables, and that one will be going to somebody that comments below this video and is a subscriber and commented on the unboxing of those three cables. I want to talk about a set from a company called Kefine. I believe that's the name of it. I have a out-of-box set. I don't have the full package. When I do, I'm going to do the unboxing and then do this compared to a couple other sets just before 11/11 drops, because it's in the $50 price range. I'm using Paul Wasabi's graph right now because I'm migrating back to Squig Link. So if I don't link to Squig under the description and I'm still at GitHub, just give me a reminder, somebody in the comment section. You guys really help me out because I mess up with edits and I do all kinds of stuff. So if it's still the old GitHub, which doesn't work anymore, let me know. But I'll try to remember to do that myself, like, and you don't need to be my mother. You know what I mean? But thanks anyway if you do play the role of my mother. I'm using Paul Wasabi's graph because he's all set up. And the Kefine, let me go back to, I guess I'll just leave it right here, or the Delchi. This was a set that was released maybe about 6 months ago, and I really liked it. It had an not common type of design. It fit actually really good. It was made out of a straw, had a good build and a good price, and I really liked the replay. And I'd never heard of the company before. And then it released another set that came out a few months ago, and I was kind of lukewarm on that. But now they're coming out with another $50 set with a DLC diamond light coating diaphragm, and to my ears with the silver filter on it. And by the way, you can change the filters on it. It's a $50 set. Sounds absolutely, for its price, fantastic. I was just talking to somebody about the Olina and the O2 and how stuff has been kind of getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And this is really a very good example of a DLC type of driver that would have been $100 to $200 a couple years ago easily, and some people still ask for that much money, that you can legit get the same thing for $50. Let me take the Delchi out, if that's the pronunciation, and just leave the Klean inside there. This is something you really should definitely consider for 11/11. I don't know if it'll be on sale. That would be really cool if it was. It's $49 as it is, and I think it's worth every penny. Let's go ahead and talk about the replay of this set. In the low end, the 808 drops, Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, Ghetto Boys, Outkast, Wu-Tang Clan. If you listen to stuff like this has enough heft in the low end. I didn't ever think, I wish it had a little bit more reach for EQ. I think it sounds good. It sounds nice and clean in the low end as we move into 4 and 5 string bass guitars with the pulls, plucks, the releases, the ringing on the string. There's not so much mid bass that it's kind of making a bloom for this instrument or making it sound unnatural or kind of muting some of the later harmonics that go along with this instrument. It seems to come through very good with Sultans of Swing, Please Do Not Go, some tracks from the 598 EP by Metallica, Garage Days Revisited. I thought it all sounded good. It sounds like it's pinning down tracks when it's supposed to, particularly something like Sultans of Swing. As we get into the bottom kick drum from the 4th album, just take the chance because oh no, it's gonna crash. Oh no, oh no. See what it just did? I paid money for that. Anyway, the 4th album, When the Levee Breaks, the iconic intro by John Bonham, sounds like it's supposed to. It's right on the line of having enough to do that with great force, but not really getting into the vocals too much. Now, speaking of the vocals, let's go ahead and get into that. Chris Cornell, Lane Staley, Nina doing the cover of Blondie. Female vocals, if you really, really only like stuff with like a tuck, then that's really what you're always going to be looking for. I don't think that this really does anything bad to female vocals, but some people are really sensitive to that. I don't get why, but that's other people's ears. For male and female vocals, the tuning of the set sounds great. If you have a vocal-centric library, I think, including the females in my library, which isn't a lot, I think it sounds good. It doesn't sound hussed up. It doesn't sound overheated or warmed or unnatural or something that's just I'm going to have to get into a video to explain exactly and use some examples of what I'm talking about when I talk about the mid bass and how it's pushing up female vocals in a way that's more obvious than male vocals. But that's another video. This doesn't really seem to do that at all. I think it plays back vocals well. As we move into the final part of the review, which is really the ear gain and beyond, where almost everything is overtones and harmonics, which is the energy and sounds created by events like the stick striking the ride cymbal, or the finger plucking off of the bass guitar, or the pick plucking a string on an electric guitar. All of those things create sound, and the initial part is the fundamental sound, and it's usually anchored lower, and then it creates overtones, harmonics, and that is longer in time and more in scale. There's a lot of harmonics in music, and on our graph here, it's really just taking up about 30% of the graph, a little around there. If we start to say that about 3 to 4 is where we're ending the fundamentals of really everything that's in most libraries, then everything beyond that, 5 to 15K, which is 15,000 kilohertz in distance, is all overtones and harmonics. There's a lot of people that get sensitive to that area being what looks like on a graph normal, but is actually quite stimulating to them. This doesn't fatigue me at all. This doesn't give me any hints of sharpness with cymbals, electric guitars, or acoustic, with or without distortion pedals, cymbals, rides and crashes, keyboards, Citation always being the greatest hits album from ELO, because that just sounds, at 77 dB, which is my listening level, that album in particular, and it's not a loudness war's victim, sounds just really up in your face. Everything, the vocals, the keyboards, the whole thing, the drum kit, everything seems really pushed up in the production. This sounds great. Sounds very good at it. For $50, I'm a big fan of this company, Kefine. You've got 2 sets, the Deltzi, I think it's called, and now this one, which is called the Klean, which is a good name because it sounds quite clean. That are great offerings for people. A majority of this hobby, $50 is expensive. I know we all kind of move along and kind of forget that, and a lot of people that watch this channel, that's not a big deal for them. That's like you could do a few of those a month. For a lot of people, they make one purchase a year, or 2 or 3, and they're around the $50 range. It's a big deal when a company starts to consistently get a groove in that price range. And Kefine looks like they're one of those companies that's going to start to, or is already in the process of, really nailing down the semi-budget realm with legit good offerings, with clearly, pun intended, good drivers within. SimGot was the 2023-4 company that kind of came out and made themselves clear and clean to the audience as being a legit option for people that were buying stuff in the lower price range. And now it looks like Kefine is maybe starting to move into that same space with SimGot and offer stuff that has great bang for the buck. I'll leave it there. The next time I talk about this set will be when I do the unboxed version with a full retail package. And then I'll also compare to a couple other sets, and I'll probably do that just before 11/11, which I will definitely be doing. So I'll talk to you guys in probably a couple days. And don't forget to comment below if you're into cables, but you really don't want to spend money on cables, but you sure would like to have a good one. The Cadmus 2 by Effect Audio, who kindly sent it out for free. And I will send it to you for free, and I will pay for shipping. So I actually am the only person paying in this scenario, and I'm fine with that. So I'm out. You guys have a good one. And I'm actually out now.